Hey guys, Sean Bougie, surplusfundsriches.net. And what I want to talk about today is something I saw actually on a competitor's video. And I actually respect this guy. And I agree with him and disagree with him. And this is about getting an assignment of the surplus before the auction actually hits. I've been approached on that before from some of our members. Why don't we just give them X amount of dollars to lock them down, get the assignment of the surplus, and then help them get them out after it happens. Get a pre-sale assignment. And the problem with this competitor that he had with this, because he ran into it where somebody said, yeah, I'd work with you, but I gave up my rights to the surplus before the foreclosure even hit. They said they were going to give me 10,000. There's a total of 26. They're going to keep the 16. And the problem he had with it was he didn't feel like it was fair, or they should instead get a percentage, that type of thing. I don't have a problem with the model of whatever profit you can make. You don't know what if there's going to be an overage, right? However, there's zero risk involved. So I can see that getting overturned. I think it's a poor business model. I agree with my competitor on this, but for a different reason. One is, I don't think people understand that there's not always an overage. Or if there is, it could be $500. You guys have gotten lists. There are properties that are so bad that there's very small overages on them. Okay, so how do you make a deal on that? Secondly, you've got nothing, no skin in the game, so I can see that getting legally overturned fairly easily. I believe in full disclosure, the only way you can do that, you can't really give them an estimate, because how the heck are you going to do that? You can't. But what you can do is come in after the fact and get the surplus, or just buy the property. Use our deed flipping. Christ, our deed flipping system, we would have given that lady, if they were agreed to 10 grand, we probably would have given her probably $8,000 to $10,000 just cash up front, recorded the deed, paid off the taxes, another 5 grand, that's 13, and been able to flip it for at least that 26. We double our money, and we give her money up front, okay? Because we're buying the property, we're not working the surplus angle. Now, if it was the surplus angle we were going after, we would wait until it was created, because we believe full disclosure includes telling them exactly what it is. You can't do that going into a foreclosure. You can't say, oh, there's going to be X dollars in overage, so here's what we'll do. You don't know if you're giving, depending on who you talk to, right, too much or too little. Okay, I'm not going to begrudge anybody profit. What you do, what you decide to do with your business on percentages is up to you. I don't look at this so much of, is it fair? I just think you need to be in a situation where you can disclose either, hey, I'm going to give you this much money and just buy it outright and then flip it, right? Pay off the taxes, flip the thing to somebody else. Or you should come in after the fact and do that. Take care of, here's how much it is. Here's how much I'm going to give you. I'm going to use, in our case, an attorney, and I'm going to use a structured buyout and give you some money up front and more later. But so I agree and disagree. I disagree in terms of, oh, it's too much or too little. That's not for me to say if somebody's charging too much or too little. However, I do agree that these guys are getting assignments of surplus before it's created. They don't know how much it is, and they're making deals based on that, and they got zero skin in the game. I think you're going to be put out of business fairly quickly. The second a consumer advocate for the state gets a hold of you and says, wait a minute, you're getting them to assign something that they don't even know how much it is yet, and you don't have any skin in the game, I think those guys are about to get into trouble. So the pre-assignment, getting surplus actually assigned to you without knowing how much is there, I think it's a really poor play, and I think people are getting into a lot of trouble. And I do think it's screwing up the business when you do that to people. Thanks.